Now, it might not be the task that adds the most of scores to your reading module, but it adds good scores because this task is marked in pairs. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Juliet, your favorite PTE tutor. And remember, what I basically do on this channel is just to help you know strategies and tricks for you to ace your PTE exam. Now, if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and then turn on your notification button so you know when I put new videos. And then if you're a returning subscriber, for you, you're the real guy. Okay, so today I'll be talking about reorder paragraph. I had promised in my previous video that I'll talk about reorder paragraph. Now stick with me to the end of this video so you know how to go about that task. Now this reorder paragraph is one of the tasks in your reading module. You have about 2 or 3 of these tasks on exam day. And one good thing about this task is that it adds good scores to your reading. Now it might not be the task that adds the most of scores to your reading module, but it adds good scores because this task is marked in pairs. Now I'm going to get to that part when I will explain what I mean being marked in pairs. The reorder paragraph is very tricky, it's very logical, so you'd have to understand how it works for you to be able to understand it. Now a lot of my students will say, of all the reading tasks, this task is the most complicated for me. Some people will even say, I think it's the most important task in the reading. No, reorder paragraph isn't the most important task in the reading, but it's one of the tasks that will add scores to your reading because the task is marked in pairs. So I'm going to talk about it in this video. As you have seen the sample I have shown you, you can see that the first box on your left have paragraphs that are not in their right order. Hence the name of the task, reorder paragraph. Now you'll be given another box on your right hand. That means you need to restore the paragraphs in the right order they should be. So you're going to drag the sentences or the paragraphs from the left box to the right order on the right box. Now I'm going to tell you how you're going to do it because the sentences can be a bit confusing and you need to know which one can come first. And the one that comes first should be able to give you the idea of the others that will follow it. Let us see how it works. Okay, guys, so now this is an example of what the reorder paragraph looks like on exam day. Now, this is the first box. You can see I put A, I labeled it as A, and this is the right-hand box, I labeled it as B. Now, you're supposed to actually drag the sentences from point A to point B, or from box A to box B. And the sentences you're supposed to put in box B will be the right sentences, that is restoring the right sentences in the right order they are supposed to be. Now look at this. So you have to just read through whatever it is they're giving to you. Now some of the sentences could be 4 and some could be 5, and you have about 2 or 3 of this task on the day of your exam. We arrived around lunchtime, and as soon as I crawled under, I could immediately see there were far more than a few, the post said. The company ended up removing 45 rattlesnakes from beneath the house. The other one says, big country snake removal responded to a home in Albany, Texas, after a man who was trying to restore his cable climbed under the house and saw some snakes. He saw a few snakes and quickly crawled out, said a post on big country snake removal's Facebook page. So this is the first thing you're supposed to do. Just read through. While you read through, you might begin to say, okay, no, this one makes sense. Oh, no, this one shouldn't come first. Or this one looks like the conclusion of the whole thing. Now, let's look at them. The first sentence you're supposed to choose should be a sentence that is independent, meaning that it gives you a snippet of what the whole story is about. The first one says, we arrived around, lunchtime, and as soon as I crawled under, I could immediately see there were far more than a few, the post said. So it's referring to a post, but we don't know what the post is. So we didn't know everything about the post. So this, it doesn't look independent. It looks like it's coming out from another source. So it can't be the first sentence. The second one says, the company ended up removing 45 rattlesnakes from beneath the house. Which company? And what snake are they talking about? The third one says, big country snake removal responded to a home in Albany, Texas, after a man who was trying to restore his cable climbed under the house and saw some snakes. Now, this is looking like a story. It's looking like this should be the independent sentence because it's giving us a snippet of what the other sentences are about. The fourth one says he saw a few snakes and quickly crawled out, said a post on Big Country Snake Remover's Facebook page. So you can see from the ongoing that the third one, which is Big Country Snake Remover, looks more like the independent sentence, looks like it's giving us the whole snippet of the story, looks like it doesn't need to explain, do a lot of explanation to you to know what it's about. So the number 3 is the first sentence that will go to the right box. So that is what you drag. I'll be able to copy it here and paste it on the first box for you. So this is it. Yeah, so this is it. You can see it clearly. This is the first sentence here. It's an independent sentence because it gives you a full snippet of the story, or even if not a full snippet of the story, it gives you a big understanding. Oh, this should be the first sentence. This should be the first thing that will be said. I don't need to think and say, oh, what are they talking about? Which snake, which company, what's it all about? So this is the first one. Now, looking at the other sentences, you can see that they responded to a man. So the man said he saw a few snakes. That was what the Facebook page said. So the number 4 should be the second sentence because it looks better than the other sentences. So we have it here. Now, after that, you can see that if you look at the first sentence, you can see a bit of it in the fourth sentence. The fourth sentence said, he saw a few snakes and quickly crawled out, said a post on Big Country Snake Removers Facebook page. Number 1 says, we arrived around lunchtime, and as soon as I crawled under, I could immediately see there were far more than a few, the post said. So you can see it's actually reiterating what the post said, the Facebook post said on number 4. So this means that number 1 and number 4 will go together. So after 4, the next sentence you have is the number 1. So we'll drag it here and we'll paste it here. So it means that 2 is the last sentence, which looks like the conclusion. And it says the company ended up, you see that word, ended up, removing 45 rattlesnakes from beneath the house. So you can agree with me very well that 2 will be the last sentence, which is like the conclusion. So this is the right order in which these sentences should be. I have been able to restore it. And this is what you should know. Another thing I want to explain here in this task this morning is how the points are awarded to you. Pairs give you points. You heard me say something like, oh, 4 and 1 will go together. Now, if this is the right order, which you achieved, yeah, like here, this 3, 4, this is 3, 4, 1, 2. If that's the right order, then this means that 3 and 4 are a pair. It means that you get 1 point if you get that right order. The next order is 4 and 1. Yeah, this is it. This is 4 and 1, which is another pair. This is it. This is 4, and this is 1. So you see that he saw a few snakes and 4. So this is 1. We arrived there. So that's another pair. So you get 1 point if you get the right pair. Then we'll have 1 and 2, which is another pair, which says we arrived around lunchtime here. And 2 says the company ended up removing 45 rattlesnakes from beneath the house. So 1 and 2 are another pair. So if you've gotten it as this, then you'll be sure to get 3 good points for these particular questions. Then remember, if you have 5 sentences, you get 5 points. You get 4 points for that question. But for this one, we have 4 sentences. You have 3 points for these questions. This means that pairs, the right pairs, will give you points. So it's very important you know this. Another thing I want to bring to your attention or to your notice this morning is this. Despite the fact that we have 3 and 4 as pairs, that doesn't mean that if you have it the other way around, 4 and 3, you will still get it. No, it will be wrong because they are not the same thing. These are sentences. They are not numbers. It's just like saying 1 and 2. You can never say 2 and 1 are the same, you know? So you have to be very careful not to think that way. So if 3 and 4 are pairs, or 4 and 1 are pairs, or 1 and 2, that doesn't mean that 2 and 1 are pairs, or 1 and 4, or 4 and 3, as the case may be. They are not pairs. The right pair is this way. You should remember you're supposed to restore the sentences in the right order they should be. So when you have it the other way around, you'll not be getting points for it. So every pair you get correctly gives you every point. So means that what matters most in this task is getting the right pairs. It doesn't matter where you fix them, but as long as they are together, you will get points for this task. Thank you for staying with me to the end of this video. Remember to hit the subscribe button if you're new here, and remember to turn on your bell notification so you get new videos once I upload them. I'm on Instagram at English_prep class. Please follow me there. I'm also on Facebook at English Prep Class. I've got quality content that will help you as you study for your Pearson test of English. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.